all right. What up? What up, everybody? In the end zone, in the building for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Eagles one video at a time and draining some buckets for the Dallas Mavericks. What's going on? So, let me fix my screen here in a moment. I had a little off level. See, there's some in here. Sup in here? What up? Philly girl in the building. What's going on? Yeah, I know. You're on that late night sort of thing. I guess is third shift or whatever. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. My usuals in here. Big Play Slay in the building. Jordy in the building. What up, Papa T? Saying he's lit. Ooh, right. What's up? What's up? What's up? So I kind of I kind of had the idea of maybe making two different videos or whatnot, and I was like, you know what, I might as well I might as well turn it into a stream instead, because there's quite a bit that I wanted to dive into and whatnot. We got some press conferences to review. Quite the drama that happened between Philadelphia and Madison Square Garden, and I guess I wanted to give my viewpoint on that sort of thing. Jock Talk in here. What is up? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm a little tired. Not gonna lie, I am a little tired. I got my coffee here though. The Mavs. We got game 3 against the Flippers tomorrow. You already know I'm going to be ready for that game. We're going to stream that game, do the live play-by-play. I'm excited for that one. Well, this is a different question. So, Jock Talk asks, how did I come up with my name? Well, this is going to turn into a Q&A now. But no, so Lindy Endzone came about, I guess, in a matter of Lindy was a nickname of mine in school. No, I guess I don't think it was because my actual name is long to say, which it's not, but I was in classes in school where there was more than one kid with the same name as me. So they just gave me a nickname to use for short, and I kind of made it like a what is it when a word sounds like something else? So in other words, like instead of saying in the end zone, I used my name Lindy, and it still kind of sounds like that. So Lindy end zone. I thought it was just unique for the content that I was going to work with, and obviously with it being the Eagles, and it doesn't actually work very well in terms of my Mavericks content. So I gotta figure something out here. It's not making sense, and I guess the only way that I could let it make sense is giving myself a unique or custom logo, because I'm kind of using like a generic symbol, for what you guys already see for my channel. It's kind of generic. I want something, I want something that represents me, and want to create something a bit unique. I got a couple of ideas, and if I can execute them, I'm going to. And but eventually I'll let you guys know on how that progresses. So man, we got some things to get into here. We got some Eagles talk. I may open the lines. I don't know. I'm kind of this is kind of a stream that I'm just gonna kind of throw up in the air, and we'll get some stuff talked about. It's a little bit different to the stream that I had yesterday, which if you guys weren't able to tune in, and if you guys weren't able to tune in yesterday, which I think most of you in the chat already have, I was very ecstatic at the opportunity, and it was a hell of a time that I was able to have Gate City Sports on my channel, and we discussed some stuff involving the Eagles for almost 2.5 hours. It was a hell of a stream. So if there's any of you in the chat that did not check that out, I recommend you doing so, because you already know how it goes for Gate City Sports. He's the man for the cerebral fan, and the intelligence that he has when it comes to breaking down our Eagles is almost second to none. So I recommend you go check that out as well. But there's some things that we can get into, and I'll bring them up. So long as I don't get any more random questions, I guess, with this Q&A sort of thing, because Big Play Slay asking what my favorite food is. So if we're talking favorite food, so I don't disappoint my wife in this, because so I don't disappoint my wife, because if I choose something else, then she's gonna think I'm a liar. But I guess the food that I eat the most is pizza. So I guess I would make that. I guess I would make that my favorite food. So yeah, there's a random one there. Eagle Slayer in the building. Yeah, what up? What up, man? I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little on the tired side, but it's all right. I got my coffee with me for my MFFLs, for my Mavs. It's all good. Keep myself awake, and you already know. Angry Eagles fan, Papa T talking about Liam thinks it makes sense to trade Goddard. Liam about to get blocked respectfully. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much sense it makes to trade Goddard, because I mean, as of right now, we're in a bit of a conundrum, and it's kind of obvious because we don't know what the situation is with Zach Ertz. We don't have any proven players at the tight end position on our roster right now. So it seems that the only one that we can really lean on is Dallas at this moment. But I think it's just going to come down to, how well or how often, Dallas is going to be featured in this offense as a receiving tight end. And the guys behind him, I don't know. I don't really know who shows promise behind him, other than I guess in certain run situations where you have two tight ends on the field blocking, and I don't know. Maybe you would want a guy out there like Jack Stoll with Goddard in those kind of situations. But as far as a receiving tight end, and it just depends on how Sirianni, and I guess it depends on how Sirianni and Shane Steichen, view this offense, like how many tight ends that they, the kind of depth that they want at the position, how they're going to use them, because I don't think we exactly really know that yet. But yeah, no, for me, I'm not trading him right now, and so. Who's trading Goddard if Howie's doing it? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't. Philly girl saying Goddard for 2 more years, then bye-bye. So here's the problem. Dallas is in the last year of his rookie deal. So that, I mean, I don't think he's going to want to agree to just a 1 year, like a 1 year deal, a new deal after his rookie contract expires. I mean, he's looking for stability somewhere, and I feel as of right now, I feel as of right now that he's going to want to, stay in Philly. And I think it would especially make a lot more sense if Zach Ertz isn't here. That opens a bigger door of opportunity um, for Dallas to really take a foothold on this tight end position and show what he is worth um, as a number one. Dallas was stuck behind Ertz for the last couple of years, and even though he was productive, we're not exactly sure, how well he's going to be at the number one spot. Um, especially if we consider some offensive situations where there was some pretty tight coverage on Zach Ertz in the means of a defense knowing that he was the primary target for a lot of those games when he who must not be mentioned was the quarterback of this football team, and there was an over reliance on Zach when he was on the field. So that's one thing that I want to know in terms of Dallas, if he can fit that mold in his own right. And as far as that goes, I'm not exactly sure. But you can chalk this up a little bit differently now because there's more promise at the wide receiver position when you consider that you have this potential alpha in Devontae Smith, and you're working with a hungry Jalen Reagor who's to where these rookies and year two players are in a lot better of a position in 2021 than they were last year. Just considering everything else. I feel that there's a underrated element when it comes to the potential of this offense, just because our off season's a lot more stable than it was last year. It seems like the coaches are taking a lot of the little things seriously, and in terms of building these players up on this football team. So I don't know, man. I would definitely prefer to keep Goddard, but at the same time, he's got to prove it by one, staying healthy, and two, putting the production in. That would be, that would be necessary to earn himself an extension. I just think we can find someone better. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to that mindset yet, but it always is a possibility. I'm just not sure on that one. I'm not there. So in other words, I'm not there yet. I want to see what he can do in the last year of his rookie deal. Goddard wants sustainability for his future, and being in Philly, being devoted to his own franchise shows him that he's the man at tight end, and he wouldn't have a shadow over his head. So now, if you put it in that sense, if you put it that way, I don't think Dallas has, I guess those, I guess Dallas doesn't have the same mental insecurities that number two did when he was here, when he had that that quote unquote shadow of Nick Foles, and and the team drafting Jalen Hurts and that sort of thing, and how we were able to notice it on the field. And it was just example of his play, and how and his interaction in press conferences, and being very vague and Doug Peterson-esque, how they resembled each other in that regard. So I don't think Dallas is that kind of person, and I feel that he's just a guy that's focused on himself, and with all those kind of external factors, he's probably taking it like it is what it is. The franchise is this franchise is going to do what it does, and I'm worried about me. I'm worried about how I can help this football team. Dallas was a second-round pick, so that's only 4 years. Now we have to extend it. Well, yeah. Well, we would have to extend him if he if he proves that he's worth the extension for this team, of course. Eagle Slayer going, I'm so sore from hooping the last 3 days. I needed a rest day. Man, no doubt. I wish I could be in your shoes right now, man. I wish I was at the point where I can ball for 3 days in a row. It honestly sucks in my opinion that I can't anymore. I used to be able to, but my knee, my knee, it gets too much inflammation, and it gets painful after one day of playing. But when I play ball, it's usually for longer than a minimum of 4 hours, which I guess that kind of exercise is a little too much at once, sometimes. But it's after I get home to where the pain and everything settles in. So, but there's times I wish where I can just get my knee fixed and get back to where I was. Joey Shakes in the building. What is up? Yes, Eagle Slayer. We know. I'm assuming he's said it before. So, but what's up, Joey? Hey, man, I'll have to hit you up when this stream is over. If you're down for some Destiny, just let me know, man. We'll get some stuff going over there. Jog Talk saying, did you see the pick of offensive linemen, the starters on the offensive line? Yeah, I definitely did. It looks like a group of Pro Bowlers. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, well, what, 3 out of the 5 are Pro Bowlers? I don't remember if Isaac Seumalo has one or not, but I do know there's 3 Pro Bowlers up there, and that's one thing. That's one thing that we're going to get into. So I guess with this stream, I'm gonna turn it into kind of like a watch party sort of thing, and we're gonna go over some press conferences together, and see what some of these players have to say. There's pressers that I didn't go over yet, so the pressers that I didn't go over, we're gonna go over together and stuff, and stuff like that. So I would have torn my Achilles if I went today. Yeah, man. Oh, it would be a nightmare if that happened to me. But at one time I felt that I did, or I irritated it really bad. It was there was a basketball league that I was in back in Maryland, and it was an indoor league. The facility wasn't climate controlled, so it was pretty hot in there, but they had these the brand of it was actually called big ass fans, and it's literally a ceiling fan, but the blades are at least, I want to say, they looked like they were 5 to 6 feet in length. That's how long these blades looked, but that was the brand. They were called big ass fans, and that's what the facility had. That's all they had, beside outside of climate control. They weren't really climate control. And I landed weird on my right foot, and I just had a really bad, like, radiating pain. And I wasn't exactly sure if it was my Achilles, but it was like at the edge of my heel. So if anyone else has, if anyone has an idea on what that could be, it'd be y'all can let me know. But I thought it was my Achilles that I either messed it up, or I thought it was ruptured at one point. So thank God that actually wasn't the case. Angry Eagles fan going, the Eagles upgraded by doing addition by subtraction. Dropped Duggan Schwartz and some of the snap stealing old heads. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there was just too much. There was too much investment and justification with trying to keep some of these veterans on the roster, and putting them and substituting them in for some of these young guys that are that are trying to improve their game in the regular season and stuff like that. It was just ridiculous. I'm just but I guess it's all water under the bridge now. We're in a brand new position, just starting over and everything, and that's all I can really ask for is us to is for us to turn the page. And the good thing about this is we can't be any worse than what we were last year. And it's good that we have some better stability in place, especially with the coaching staff. Jordan Mailata's arms look bigger. I want to say they did. I think I noticed that. I definitely think I noticed that. It's funny that it's funny that we seen Mailata getting first team reps with the offensive line. It just makes me question where it just makes me question where Andre Dillard is in his development and in his rehabilitation. Like, what the hell is going on there? We invested a first round pick in this guy, and it's like he's almost nowhere to be found, like he's hiding or something. I don't know. Joey Shakes saying you're already at 110. You're moving quick, dude. I don't, Joey. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just doing my thing over here, and I'm counting my blessings, and I'm just very appreciative of the opportunities that I've been given up to this point, and like I said in the stream with Gate City Sports, and I tweeted it, and I was talking about that. You know, having Gate on my channel was the first official stream of me over 100 subscribers, and I guess I couldn't have kicked off my next milestone. I couldn't have kicked it off any better. It was quite a that was quite an explosion of a stream, but yeah, man, I'm just completely appreciative for everything that's been going on with me with this channel so far. And but shout out to like I said, shout out to you guys, the celebrities of this content creator community. Even though you don't want to think about it, you don't want to say you're a celebrity, but it's the truth, man. Fly Eagles TV, good to see you once more, man. You got to let me know. You got to let me know, since you're a Knicks fan. You got to let me know what you thought of that. What you thought of that situation with Trae Young. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Philly girl saying it sounds like a spur. I don't know. I don't know. It might have been because it was an on and off occurrence. Like as soon as I got off my feet when the game was over, and I rested it for about a couple of days, it was somewhat back to normal. But the next game I eventually played, it flared up a little bit again, but the pain wasn't similar. So I have really no idea what it was. I was just hoping that it wasn't the Achilles, and it was the same leg as my ACL injury. So I'm like, oh, I can't deal with two terrible things on the same leg, man. Basketball means too much to me to get to that point, and to be able to not play it anymore. Period. That's where I was. 5 hours of shooting takes a toll on your body. I'm starting to learn the hard way. Yeah, it does, man. But I guess we get in those positions where we really want to take advantage of our youth and the amount of energy that we have. And little do we know that over the course of time, like the older we get, I guess especially for people that allow their body to deteriorate and not take care of it very well, that that kind of process speeds up a bit. And because I remember myself like playing 8 hours. I'm like playing ball outside for like 8 hours a day, and I would be tired, but I would be okay when I get home and get a good night's rest and then do it all over again. I used to do that for years. That was like around when I was about 19, 20 years old, even hitting around 22. I used to do that, and I loved it. But years later, I can't anymore. I can't anymore years later. A nice ice tub is calling my name. Yeah, no doubt. I bet you, man. I get it. A San Antonio Spur? Oh man, no, I wish. Imagine. I wouldn't imagine that. I wouldn't play for the Spurs, but yeah, no. I'm not I, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into that conversation with basketball, man. I don't know. I should have I guess I don't know. To make it blunt and simple, I probably should have chased my dream and tried college ball. I probably should have and tried to play in high school even after my ACL injury. I probably should have, but it's just water under the bridge, and I'm just as happy of what I'm doing now regardless. I used to I was actually an assistant coach at one point. My brother-in-law was on a basketball team a few years ago, and I volunteered to be the assistant coach of that basketball team, and it was quite the experience. But at the same time, doing the coaching at the same time, it just fueled my fire to get back on the court again and actually play. So I don't know. I loved the experience and I loved helping kids become better players, but it just made me want to play again at the same time too. We finished 5-3. We were I guess in our league we were either second or third place. It was a second or third place finish, but it was an awesome experience. Coaching as an assistant for the first time. Uh, Fly Eagles TV going. It was wrong for the fans spitting on Trey Young. Yeah, just can't have this BS. Yeah, no. So this is my thing now. All right, Fly Eagles TV, here we go. Because you started my tangent with your opinion. You started my tangent, but I did this to myself because I asked about it. Okay, here we go. Between the Sixers event and the Knicks event, in my opinion, I don't want us as fans to geographically distinguish this, because at the end of the day, we're fans of a sport. It doesn't matter where we live. It doesn't matter who the team is that we root for. It's about, it's entertainment. It's entertainment for us to watch. It's entertainment for us to watch our favorite sport. It's entertainment for the families of these players that have dedicated their lives to achieve their dreams to this point. So while us as regular people at the same time to feel that we have some bit of superiority just because of the amount of money we spent on a ticket to sit closer to a court, that gives us this imaginative privilege to be able to do something as stupid as that. Like, really, dude? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the action is. It doesn't matter what the action is. It doesn't matter, what you used to dump on somebody. It's wrong either way. It's unnecessary. It's childish. It's immature, and it's also inhumane, because especially spitting on somebody, it's it's a sign of disrespect. It's a sign of you saying that person is inferior to you, that you feel you're higher than them, and but it's just like can we I guess if I can shorten it up, can we do better as human beings? Seriously, just can we do better as human beings? That is all I ask. Even though these guys are professional sports players, it counts for soccer, counts for the NFL, counts for MLB. Like, And baseball, for example, people randomly kicking each other's asses in the stands of the crowds. Like, I think it was the Padres in a White Sox game where some dude, some Padres fan walks up to a White Sox fan or something and then just, and knocks him out for no reason. I guess over fandom of whose team is better, or just talking that, or just talking that bleep. Like, really? You're going to let a sport take you, take you to that place where you want to harm somebody else just because you don't agree with what they're saying, or you feel offended by them saying that your team sucks? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's entertainment. You're going to get to that point over entertainment? And okay, but yeah, I'm okay with the fact of myself sounding contradicting, because sometimes we may do that to each other at a lesser level through speech, but I think we're intelligent enough to not let it escalate to a physical level. So I guess to close out off of that, as humans, can we do better? That's all I ask. We need to do better. It's entertainment at the end of the day. Like, I don't know, man. It's just stupid. I understand when players get hurt at 30 and over, I get pains for no reason. Stupid things happen to me. I don't know why. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know, Jock. I got you. It was a joke about, yeah. I don't even know if it was a spur though. I'm just going off of Philly Girl's opinion. I don't know. Big Play Slay going, I'd love to do a collab with you on your channel. You seem like a great dude and a great content creator, man. You already know. Come on, Big Play Slay. You know me by now. You one of my regulars in here. You already know. You're a regular for at least a dozen content creators. So I mean, that's shout out to you. You're your own content creator in yourself too, man. It's just that's just how it works in the in the in the fandom of the City of Brotherly Love. That's what we know. It's what we do. So, but yeah, as far as collaborations go, I've said this to a couple of guys, and Joey Shakes can vouch for this. I kind of make it seem like it's an open door policy. I'm available to anybody that shows interest. Just let me know. And it's vice versa. I think that's one thing I need to do a better job at is asking other content creators to want to do that. And I guess I have to get out of my shell of intimidation to where to the point where I would want to ask a content creator that's got thousands of subscribers more than I do and stuff like that, to where I was at a point where I just opened my channel and I thought, well, this guy's not going to really want to put the time into a collab with me because I only got X amount of subs, and like, oh, he only has 35 subscribers, and it's like I don't know if I want to do one with him just because he has very little subscribers. And that's one thing that I want to remove out of my mindset, because the more I put myself out there and the more it's a confidence thing. That's what it is at the end of the day. I'm beginning to learn that it shouldn't matter what your subscriber count is. It's how well you carry yourself personally, and it's just it's just showing an example on how seriously you take your channel. So that's the mindset that I'm carrying right now, and I'm not letting those little things bother me anymore. For football in college, we did an hour ice bath, hit the sauna for 20 minutes, then an ice cold shower. You feel like $100. Bodies revive. Yeah, man. You know what? Like, okay, Joey, since you're talking about college football, I didn't know that about you, man. that's one thing. That's one thing that we're gonna have to talk about in an upcoming collab. You gotta let me know the availability and everything, and of course we'll keep talking and whatnot, man. But that's another cool part about doing this. It's like, I can just talk about sports, but the other cool thing is getting to know you guys. It's not like it's not like you're staring at a screen of, like, if I'm a robot or something. No, there's everybody's got a story, everybody's got a personality. That's another cool aspect that I would like to do, is get to know some of these content creators a little bit, and share a story and share their stories, and that kind of like the questions that I asked to Gate City a little bit. It's a underrated concept with doing this sort of thing, and it's really cool at the end of the day. Where was I at here? I played college football for 2 years. My parents took me out. It shattered me for years because I wanted to do. Yeah, man. That's where okay, Joey. So that's where I kind of was in high school. Um, I played basketball since I was about 6 or 7 years old, and it was the greatest thing to me in life to do. High school comes around and elementary school. I remember in elementary school, my basketball teams, we were on, I went to Catholic school, and our basketball teams were on top of the world. And fourth through sixth grade, our teams were undefeated, and we won the championship 3 years in a row. Seventh grade, we win the title again. Our team goes 17-2. I got trophies. I got trophies put away. So I think I gotta bring them. I think I gotta bring them out and display them behind me somewhere, and kind of share my life story a little bit in the sport of basketball. I think I need to do that. But yeah, man. And high school comes around, and after the knee injury, I shouldn't have let it discourage me as much as it did, because I didn't know where it was in terms of a percentage of health. I didn't know if my knee was going to be 100% again. But there was a ton of peer pressure in high school where everybody's like, dude, come on, man, we like, what's holding you back? Like, don't let that injury hold you back. And I used to go to the park and play pickup games with some of the with some of my classmates who were on the team, and some juniors and seniors at the time when I was a sophomore. And they're like, dude, just play. Like, we need you. Just play. And you know, I guess the pressure got to me a little bit, and I had a job at the time, and I had a phone bill to pay and car insurance and stuff, and I never really figured out the balance between school and work, and then investing into the basketball team. But it's something I do regret to this day, that I probably should have played high school basketball, and because you really only get one shot to make it, and you never know what'll happen. So that's pretty much where I'm at, and what happened from that. Yeah, man. Basketball was everything to me. It was. I got 5 years of youth left. Well, man, dude, enjoy every minute. Enjoy every minute. Last quarantine, I literally took an ice bath every single day of the week until I just couldn't handle it. Ryan Rowe, good to see you, sir. We can't do anything that type to make it better for the whole environment. Yeah, I know. Jock Talk saying, yeah, I seen that Padre fan hit him. Unbelievable. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, it's just stupid. Fly Eagles TV, I don't mind talking trash to the players, but when you do something physical or talk about someone's family, they need to just grow the hell up as a fan and don't do stupid bleep. That's all. That's all it is. It's like there's no reason. There's no reason in that regard to get under somebody's skin for no reason. They're like, yeah, there's no reason to do it. Why do you need to? Why do you feel the need to get under their skin when all you're doing is all you're doing is just being there to support your team? Why do you have to take it, why do you have to take it to another level of applying like the psychological game? Let the team they're facing do that on the court. You're just a fan watching it. Mitch Kovsky in the building. Good to see you, man. Yeah, what's up? No, I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging out. I'm already 41 minutes into the stream. This is crazy. I had as many as 11 people in the chat. This is you know what? The numbers have been substantial, man. It's surreal right now, dude. It's definitely surreal. But yeah, Philippas. I know. We're gonna give them the business again tomorrow. Don't you worry. I will be streaming that game. I will be streaming Game 3. It's tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be in Dallas. Game 3 and Game 4 are in Dallas. Game 3 is tomorrow, and Game 4 is Sunday. So you already know I'm going to be doing both games. So I would love for y'all to come hang out with me and watch some basketball. And we're definitely gonna go. We're definitely gonna get into detail with what happens in that game. Sports talk with Let's Go Birds LGB, man. What is good? What is good? Yeah, I know. I know. I said earlier. I know I said earlier I was gonna drop videos, but it's like, we have I got quite a bit I wanted to get into, and I know that it was gonna get to the point where I was gonna drop like 4 videos, and it's like, well, it's gonna take time, and I don't know if some people would have the patience to go one by one by one. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather drop a stream and we all hang out together and talk about these things, because I love I love hearing from you guys and your opinions, and it's just it's better engagement at the end of the day. Jock Talk going, see how media hates Philadelphia. They show 76ers fan, but they haven't shown the Knicks fan at all. Yeah, I know. I kind of seen that. Like people are, there's just people screenshotting him on Twitter to expose him so they can find him. Yeah, it's just so, sports entertainment with sports media, it's just disgusting how narrative driven it is, and like stereotypical it is and stuff like that. Like, come on. Everyone has to do better. Everyone has to do better. Stupid. Yeah, my God. Yeah, Joey Shakes in the chat. I know, man. I know. I'm blessed. I'm blessed by his presence. I'm blessed by his presence, like you were blessed by Celebrity Castro. So, you already know, LGB. I had to tell you. Joey going, I felt the same way doing collabs with people that are more efficient. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It depends on your sports, analysis and how serious you are with your channel and content. Yep. Let's see. I think the Sixers and Knicks fans don't show any accountability at games to have, they need to have more disciplinary principles. Yeah, they really do. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Oh, Bashir Randall's about to go live too as well. Okay. All right, good deal. Good for him. Shout out to him. I got to talk to him a little bit more. Not gonna lie. Big Play Slay asking for a call in. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see if the viewer traffic maintains a consistency. Then I mean, like the celebratory stream was. My StreamYard's upgraded subscription. I can have up to I can have the Lindy Bunch on here again. like somebody said in that live stream, calling it the Lindy Bunch. There was like I had up to 9 people on the panel. That was hilarious. Philly Girl 76, gotta run. Looking forward to your future content. I definitely appreciate that. I already know. I already know how. I already know how you are with your support with Philly Notion, man. You know, like I said, I think I dropped a comment on. I think I dropped a reply on one of your comments, and like I was saying, those kind of supporters are hard to they're hard to find. They're hard to find on here. It's cool. How it's cool how people devote their time to somebody and watch their content. It's pretty neat, man. Uh, I can tell you all enjoy your younger days because once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, pretty much, man. But the way I think about it is just like, yeah, I'm sad at the same time that I can't play basketball the way I used to, but it's not like I'm exactly too old. Um, this July I turned 28, so I still have some youth behind me. Am I the same way as I was when I was 20? No. Would I like to be back? Would I like to have like 8 years back and that kind of youth under my belt once more? Pause. But y'all already know what I'm saying. Would I like to have that back? Absolutely. If it means to be able to play basketball the way I used to, yeah, absolutely. And but I never had I didn't have an inclination at that point to want to do YouTube and stuff like that. And um, even going into this channel creation, I really set no expectations whatsoever. I had no idea what was going to happen with this. And if y'all revert back to my very first videos and streams, I mean, you can tell how awkward I felt throughout the whole video. It was like the atmosphere of me doing it was very different. It was raw. It was I'm trying to think of other adjectives. Like, it was raw, it was fresh, it was like I felt unsettled, directionless. But now that I have established myself to personal levels of what I want to do, it's a lot easier. And you know, I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. Joey going, I'm pumped, Lindy. Once I get you on the channel, I want more people to know about you. I get great vibes and what you put out. Yeah, man, I know we've already had some kick-ass conversations talking about stuff like that, and then and that's one of the that's just one of the important things when it comes down to content creation and collaborations, is that it's like how it's how well you can read somebody, I guess on a mental level, as far as connection, and figuring out how that person is. And man, I haven't gotten a single negative vibe yet from anybody, to be honest. And so that's just what it is, man. It's pretty damn cool. Jock Talk going, me with Joey being in the bottom left corner. Cindy Bray. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But man, all I did was flat out talk for about 50 minutes, but y'all have kept me pretty well engaged, man. Shout out to y'all. I still got 5 people in the chat, and so I mean, if y'all are, and obviously I don't think any of y'all are new to my channel whatsoever, but Lindy, you suck. There's your first bad review. Yeah, I doubt it, man. I doubt it. I guarantee you I've had a couple of bad reviews already when my channel was like brand new. I guarantee it. I guarantee I've had a bad review already and nobody has said anything. So, but I appreciate that though. I appreciate that kind of optimism. I definitely do. I definitely appreciate it. So, yeah, we've been talking for about a good 50 minutes here, and yeah, I appreciate the engagement, and I appreciate y'all just hanging out with me and everything, and you know, getting some, I guess a little like around the horn sort of talk, and you know, different topics here and there. But all right, so I want to get into a couple of things here, and I got something saved on my phone. Let me open it back up. There was a article that dropped, I think, this morning. It is featured on the Super Bowl Nation website by Brandon Lee Gouton. It is a Zach Ertz trade proposal. Here we go. So the scenario that ESPN has come up with regarding a Zach Ertz trade is the Eagles sending Zach to the Buffalo Bills. Okay, this isn't the first time that we're hearing about Buffalo. I know some of us felt that the Bills were a good candidate to bring in a guy like Zach Ertz. That's a pretty good tight end to help out Josh Allen. And what is the tight end's first name for the Bills? Isn't it Grayson Knox? I think that's who they have, that he's a promising tight end for them. I think his name's Grayson Knox. So, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good tandem there for Josh Allen, since he already has Cole Beasley and he already has Stephon Diggs, you know, at the receiver spot, and he's got a good running back. So adding Ertz to that tight end core would be okay. Dawson Knox, thank you. Why was I thinking Grayson? Why was I thinking Grayson? It sounded right, but it didn't at the same time. But yeah, Dawson Knox, thank you. So yeah, I mean it's a pretty decent fit if you think about it. But we would send Zach to Buffalo in exchange for a 2022 seventh and tight end Tommy Sweeney. Yeah. Doesn't sound like much value. So I guess while we're on the subject here, and let me get something worked on for a minute. Subject, and I got that open. Let me do something here. We'll paste this. Wait a minute. Yeah, we'll paste this. And then, where's it at? Where are we at? There we go. And we'll pin it. Aha! There we go. There y'all go. Y'all are welcome. We'll get that going. Thought I'd open it up. So, yes, sir. Pablo Gary in the building. Good to see you, man. Congratulations on being a father, man. That was awesome to see. How y'all doing? It's been a minute. All right, man. Jordy in the house. Yes, sir. Good to see you once again, buddy.
Good to see you too, Lindy.
I know. All right, man. So we see the trade scenario here with Zach Ertz. So I mean, I don't know if I like the value here because, well, there's you know, you have to count the contrasts. Obviously, you have to count the contrast of knowing that the Bills would have to hold on to I think a cap hit of $8.5 million. You know, barring that Zach would may or may not restructure. I would think that he would have to, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm seeing the value in a 2022 seventh and then a Tommy Sweeney who would technically be in the second year of his rookie deal. He sat out 2020 because he was diagnosed with a heart condition, which I think it was a viral infection. So I think the symptoms that he suffered last year subsided, but um, he just seems like a project tight end to me. He comes in around the same build as Zach does. He's about 6'5", 251. He's also similar to Dallas Goedert, but it's just another project tight end that you're adding to the roster behind Dallas. And yeah, I don't know if the value is good enough. Just considering all of the factors here. So, but what do you think of that? As I add a big play Slay in the building as well, man. Good to hang out with you once more.
So, the thing with this is the Bills just brought in Jacob Hollister out of free agency. So, that's one thing that I'm like, well, why would they take Ertz if they just brought in someone in free agency and they've got Knox, who's been their starting tight end?
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think Philly takes lower than a 6th or a 5th. And like you said, Sweeney's a project. We've already got projects in Tyree Jackson. Caleb Wilson, you could say, is a project, though he is the only pure tight end that's not Goddard and Ertz. And then you've got Butler, too. And we've also got guys that are in free agency that we could just bring in who would be more familiar with the system instead of Sweeney. Guys like Joshua Perkins, who I would never be opposed to bringing in because he's been here. He was here for so long, and he actually got field reps. But you also have Kroom on the roster too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of why would you bring in such low value when you've already got that in your tight end core, and you're probably not going to want that 7th rounder.
So Jock Talk brings up a good point here, and he says that he would do the trade if no other offers came in, so we can have Goddard be the starter, and see if we pay him. Yeah, that makes sense. So the trade scenario that they suggested, in my opinion, would be the idea of like that would be, I guess, your last resort or your worst case scenario value. When it comes to trying to deal Zach Ertz out of Philly. Yeah, but it's like so. In me looking up Tommy Sweeney in 1 year's worth of production, I think he only played. How many games did he play? I can't remember. I think the number that pops to my head is 13. But no, that was the amount of targets that he got. But I don't remember the amount of games that Tommy played for Buffalo. All I do know is that he caught 8 from 13 targets. So the catch percentage isn't the greatest. It's about 64%. He caught 8 balls for about 113 yards. The average was about 14, and he had no touchdowns. So you're only getting about a year's worth of you're only getting about not even a year's worth of production out of this player. He was a 7th round pick. He was the 7th round pick, and that's just adding another project to a tight end position where there's depth there, but the majority of the depth is unknown outside of Goddard. So, but again, it's just going to depend on, what they're looking for in terms of the tight end position, like what formations they want, who do they want backing up Goddard? Do they want another receiving kind of tight end, or do they want a guy for blocking and run situations? We don't know yet. It looks like Jack Stoll would be that kind of guy. The rest of the players are, conversion projects. Maybe outside of Caleb Wilson, who came over from Seattle. Hakeem Butler is a conversion. Tyree Jackson is a conversion. I think Jason Kroom was a conversion. So, but yeah, man, I don't know. Joey Shake's going, I would do any trade at this point. You keep Ertz, then you don't get a full year out of Goddard. It's his last year. Got to keep Ertz off the roster. That's my point. That was one of the things that I brought up initially in terms of people wanting to keep Zach, and that I've been on that train for quite a bit now, saying that I don't, even if we had the opportunity to keep Ertz here, I wouldn't want him because I want to know what Goddard is going to bring as the number one tight end. We haven't seen that yet. Is Goddard capable of is he capable of getting open if he so happens to be the number one option like Zach was for so many years, which I doubt that's going to be the case anymore since we have a higher amount of potential at the wide receiver spot for guys to get open and be in the right positions. But you still want to be able to ask that type of question and get a positive answer. So I mean, what do you think, Big Play Slay?
Yeah, I could see. I think he's gonna be dealt. I've been entitled to this opinion for like about like a week or so, more maybe. I think he's gonna be traded during training camp when injuries start to happen, and I think he's gonna be traded to either the Titans or the Colts. I think it's one of those teams, or maybe the Texans. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I guess it seems to me, I guess it seems to me at this point, it's just whoever is going to take his contract off of our books, and it's just it's a terrible balance of, it's a terrible balance in my opinion between fulfilling his promises for what he wants, because obviously this has been going on for some time now, where he felt that he was. To where he was rewarding of an extension a lot earlier, and he didn't get it, and and it just stemmed from there. So I mean, it just sucks that we're at this point, but that's just what it feels like to me. If we speculate that trade scenario with Buffalo, that that's probably going to be like your last case scenario, like your
Yeah.
but
We have to look at like the most favorable destination for Ertz, but you have to look at it from how much the team will pay him. They'll look at his salary and his history of injuries, and when you pile that all up, I don't think a team wants to budge on that unless they're the Colts and their team is already built for championship moments.
sure. I mean, I mean, we may even say that Zach would want to take the route of Julio Jones mentality and want to go to a contender. He may want to do that. Who knows? But judging by his expressions on how much he loves the city of Philadelphia and everything, I don't know. we don't even. I guess we don't even know where he is mentally either. That's another that's another sticky part of the situation, I guess.
Yeah, I'm calling it right now. Dallas Goddard is going to be a Pro Bowler next year. I'm calling it.
Hey,
So, looking at the Bills situation, there's one big reason I don't think he would go there, and that's because they've got depth stacked up already. They're developing Dawson Knox, who I wouldn't say he's a top 10, maybe even 15 tight end, but in a couple of years he could be there. And then they just brought in Hollister, who you could call their vet, so to speak, in the tight end group because he's been in the league for 6 years. And then they've got a UDFA and two other guys that are a second and third year player that they're developing behind them. So why would they need Ertz and want to take that cap hit? I don't know.
Nest out west making an appearance. Jeez, why? What is wrong with me right now? I'm making up words. Philly Foothills in the building. Good to see you, sir. had a. I hope you killed your live call-in stream. I think it was yesterday. I hope you killed it, man. But um, how about we go over some pressers that happened over the last few days? That's one thing. That's one thing I wanted to do when I had the idea of like a quote unquote watch party sort of thing where we can go over where we can go over some of the questions from Philly media to some of these to some of these players. And yeah, man, if like I already got the comment pinned. If y'all want to come in and hang out with Jordy, Big Play Slay, and I, it is available to do so. No fear, no fears in it whatsoever, man. We're just it's a chill vibe. It's a chill vibe. We hanging out. So
we just talking birds. We just talking birds.
Yeah. So here we go. Let me share the screen. So we're gonna get into. We're going to get into the first presser that I wanted to, and really, I think the first question asked to this player is the only one that I wanted to focus on because I want to know, I want to know where he is mentally, and he gave a pretty badass answer. I'm not going to lie. So you guys will know what I'm talking about when I share it, and for those that may have watched it already, you probably have an idea on where I'm going with this, but here we go. So this is the presser for Brandon Brooks. Let me see if I can change the view here. If it can be a little bit better. There we go. So I just want us to go over the first question that he was asked here. Because I do like his attitude.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for taking the time today.
I appreciate it. What you guys got?
So the volume good here?
Yep.
Cool.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
It's a little muffed, but yeah.
We were talking to Lane last week, and he was talking about the two of you coming back from your injuries. And I just wanted to read a quick quote from him. He said, "We're in a spot where we have a lot to prove. When you get in your 30s, that's when the doubt creeps in. That's when a lot of guys hit the end of the road. I feel a sense of urgency for the both of us to go out there and really prove ourselves." Your reaction to that? Yeah, I mean, I think me and Lane, within ourselves, there is no doubt. I think it's just more like the outside, right? So, for example, basically I've had back-to-back Achilles tears. I'm 32 this year, things like that. But I think the biggest thing that everybody's forgetting is I tore my Achilles before. When I came back, I was the best, period. So with that.
There it is. What more do you need to know in terms of where he is mentally right now? That's badass, man.
That's some good confidence right there.
I absolutely love it. But yeah, man, and it's important to note at the same time that this is a player, that has openly, brought up the fact that, damn, spider trying to, weave a web right in front of my face, but no, this is a player who has openly, expressed that he has had a issue with anxiety before. And, to be in this situation twice and, to go through repeated rehabilitation and stuff like that, I mean, talk about someone's family, they need to just grow the hell up as a fan and don't do stupid bleed. That's all. You good now, Slay? I heard myself.
I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to click the thing, and then it hit your your YouTube channel.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But I mean, it's crazy, dude. Where he is, and like he said, he's he's going to be 32 this year, and and trying to come back from this injury twice. I don't know how you can ask for a better mentality, a better attitude, and this also correlates to the kind of energy that our head coach is bringing to the football team. Like we're hearing an awful lot of positivity right now, and it's a breath of fresh air. And I guess we're at a point where we're thinking that the outside noise and all that, and people want to do these power rankings of football teams, and it's like, well, we're placed at 28th and stuff like that. Like let them doubt the football team. I don't care. Let them doubt us for all I care. That's one thing.
I would have to agree with you on that.
Let me get to the other one. Where is it? Let us do. There he is.
Ads, freaking ads.
Yeah, I know. Unnecessary, but whatever. It's whatever.
We all got to deal with ads.
Yeah. So I want to know what's going on with Anthony too, because I mean, when you talk about the secondary, he is the biggest piece that we need to focus on right now, and in terms on how he's going to bring these guys along in the familiarity that he already possesses with the Mike Zimmer defense that Jonathan Gannon is going to primarily run, and then sprinkle in some concepts from other coaches and D coordinators that he's been under. So I guess we'll find out what Anthony Harris has to say in that regard.
Hey Anthony, thanks for taking the time today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We'll get started here with John McMullen and then Mike Kay.
Hey, Anthony, we were talking a little bit to Avante yesterday. He mentioned he met you in the offseason when you signed here. I was curious, have any of the guys kind of come to you because you're the one, even though you're new, that has the has anyone kind of leaned on you?
I mean, we just been talking ball. So me and myself, a number of guys, we've just been really just talking football, things that we like, working together, trying to get to know each other and really connect as much as possible. So going into this process right now, we can absorb as much as we can from the coaches and just being around each other.
Go ahead, Mike, and then Ed.
Anthony, on that note, though, you worked with Jonathan, or JG, I guess, early in your career, and then he went to Indy. How do you think he's grown as a coach in that time since you guys worked together early on in both your careers?
I think it's just about continuing to learn from your players, people you work with, and then just learning yourself and just blending all that together to try to be the best person you can be, whether that's from a player's perspective, a coach perspective. And so for me, just being around him, taking in the coaching that he's been learning throughout the years, whether it's attention to details, different philosophies, and just meshing it all together and then putting your own beliefs to it. It's kind of fun to see that after being apart for some time.
Ed and then Dee.
Yeah, I don't think we got much, from him so far. It seems to be a lot of general statements. Nothing too in depth, but yes. But Jock Talk going. I don't care what scheme we run, just as long as we kick ass on both sides of the ball. Absolutely. But I mean, we do know that as far as this defense goes, that there is a big emphasis on turnovers and and stuff like that. Like that's what Jonathan Gannon wants them. Jonathan Gannon wants them to be in positions to create turnovers. Based on the hits principle, and it's awesome. It's awesome in a sense, to me, in my opinion, because I feel that a what am I thinking here? I feel that there is, well, not a legitimate system in place that Jonathan Gannon's doing. Like uh, I don't know. It feels like to me that Gannon cares a little bit more on on how he wants his defense to look as opposed to what we've seen with Jim Schwartz, and it always felt like that it was just it always felt like that it was just predicated on all of the talent of the players, and it felt at times that there were scapegoats involved and stuff like that, to where I don't know. That's the kind of feeling I get. Like, exactly, Eagle Slayer, no sticks defense, but it's like there was always a spot. There was always a spot where I felt that there was blame deflection at times, and Jim was in a position where he never believed in the blitz, and he was always about the bend but don't break. And I'm just so glad that we don't have to deal with it anymore. And you know we just have coaches in here that I'm pretty confident in that are going to use these players, to their best abilities, and and really show their strengths instead of exploiting weaknesses. I mean, that's what I'm getting from this. And I didn't want to play the whole presser, just just for the sole fact that I'd rather get some extra engagement from you guys, and talk about it a little bit. So I mean, it seems that there's a pretty big importance here, especially with the players that we brought over from the Vikings to help carry the guys along in the locker room, and help them out with the new scheme and all that. So man, yeah, I don't know. It's like, do are you guys getting the same feeling that I am, to where it seems that there's a more stable system in place, and it doesn't seem so lackadaisical, like how Jim Schwartz ran things?
Yes, absolutely. I think I would have to agree, because when you look at the Jim Schwartz situation, as much as of a good defensive coordinator he also uh, predicated things that didn't help his players at all. Like, when you look at Avante Maddox, for example, you take him for example, he put him on the outside against DK Metcalf, and we all know how that played out. 131 yards, something like that, and like 2 touchdowns or something. He absolutely demolished him, and he didn't give Slay a singular corner opposite of him last year and can really hold their own. And we saw how that panned out against the DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that's right, Castro. Jim, I called him the same thing. Jordy knows that was that was the name I used in the Discord too, calling him Jim Shorts. Yeah, he was my guy up until 2018. I don't know what happened. Well, I think when it comes to Jim Shorts, I think we do know what happened. I think his defense got exploited because there was, it was just very, I guess if I can use an analogy in a word of that, it was just, there was no change of pace. There was no change of direction. It was just a very it was just a stagnant line. It was just a plateau. It was the same thing over and over. There was, it was, it was just a lot of exploits, really.
Yeah,
there was nothing to the defense. It was just all about the defensive line getting to the quarterback as fast as possible. No help, no help for the corners. He didn't, no safety help. He didn't believe in the blitz, and and stuff like that. But Castro also going, it took more than a decade for people to throw short passes, I guess. Oh man, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you can ask the Pittsburgh Steelers what they felt about our defense. Ben tore them apart.
Not only that, Schwartz didn't disguise in his defense.
No,
and you always knew he was going to play that one high safety because that's what he always did. Because you always had it. You always had a second safety down in the box. There wasn't anything fancy to his defense, and you always knew you usually had. He always ran out of a 4-3 with the safety down. You never really saw too much different.
And especially when Malcolm Jenkins was still here, like he kept him in a role of a jack of all trades, and it's like, well, and I get that, there was times where we didn't necessarily have the talent at some skill positions, but it's like, you're wearing a guy like Malcolm Jenkins out because you're trying to compensate, you're trying to compensate for when the scheme doesn't necessarily support the players that you have in there, in the example of like our coaching staff now, wanting to play to the players' strengths. And I just never had that feeling with Jim Schwartz as a coordinator. It was, and stuff like that. I mean, it just didn't make sense. Like, for there to be, games where the defense just didn't make the opposing quarterback think at all. It's stupid. It was stupid. Like, like I don't know. You just line up out there, and there was such a reliance and there was such a priority on the defensive line to be able to get to the quarterback, as fast as possible. And when they didn't do it, the quarterback was just able to sit back there and be like, okay, well, who's going to be open on this play and who's going to be open on that play? Because I know that they're going to tire the D line out eventually, and we know that for the skill positions at corner and safety and what have you, they just don't have the guys back there to be able to consistently cover my offensive weapons. So whoever comes open, I'm hitting you. And it's like a pinball effect to where, I'll just hit you and you and you and you. And, it was, I was so sick and tired of it because it was just the sticks. It was bend but don't break, and no blitzes, and but and it was hilarious because at the times where Jim did blitz, everybody lost their mind because it's like, oh, he actually called a blitz. And one of the only times where he did was when it was at the end of the game, our backs are against the wall and we need that one defensive play to seal the deal, and then he decides to want to blitz and force a turnover. Like, you could have done that a little more often, and we wouldn't be in this position to try and preserve a lead while a team is driving late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we never had really safeties that were built to play that one in the box thing. Malcolm, yes, he could hit, he could cover, but he just didn't have the build you would have for a safety that you'd pull in the box constantly. And then we had that in Will Parks last year, and he wasn't utilized, which really worried me because I'm like, does Schwartz not see the problems with his defense? And not only that, what if they're going deep on a late game situation and you've got one safety back? Then, which usually was Rodney, then he's going to have to decide, depending on the play and what he's doing, if he's in a zone or something, he's going to go, well, there are more dangerous guys on this side, so I'm going to cover this side, but that leaves this side wide open. And it just took that one guy getting the ball that could fake out one of our corners, and he was gone.
Yeah, don't even get me started with Will Parks, man. So
Yeah.
you already know, Jordy, in Discord. You already know how that was. Don't even get. I don't want to go back there again, man. We could have used them. I'll just say that. I'm not commenting on that anymore. That's all I'm saying. We could have used Will Parks, but yeah, that's that.
instead of just only blitzing with your defensive line, you could have disguised things with guys that actually knew how to like blitz, like your linebackers or like say safeties for those guys. Like I would argue that Nate Gary would be a better blitzer in situations than many of um our cornerbacks. I mean, our cornerbacks are designed to like blitz and cover, but like Gary barely did anything. Why not blitz him when you can? I mean, they liked Gary so much. All they wanted him to do was tackle, and we knew how that panned out. He wasn't a good tackler. You could have used him as a blitzer, maybe. I would say.
Yeah, I don't, I don't know. I'm just surprised that where did Nate Gary go? Didn't he go to San Fran with
Yeah, he went to
San
the
Fran.
Niners. Yeah, with Sudfeld.
Oh, jeez.
Him and the two goats went to San Francisco. Honestly.
Or
The
Lindy,
best,
you
the
know,
best deep ball thrower on the Eagles roster last year, Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, man.
I can't believe Jeffrey Lurie said that. Why would what
So
did
I don't know.
didn't he bring that up in I thought he brought that up in the end of in the end of the year press conference. I think that's when he brought him up.
wasn't it? I thought it was a
Yeah, I
preseason press conference.
Or it may have been. I don't remember.
It had to have been one of the two.
I don't remember.
know.
'Cause all I know is that
He said that a quarterback that hasn't played a game like starting other than that 2017 game better than a former MVP candidate went throwing deep
Hey.
downfield. Come on.
He ate those
I'm
words
pretty
about him,
sure-
so
I'm pretty sure Jeffrey Lurie talked about Sudfeld in that way because no, it wasn't that. I thought he brought him up when the media was asking questions in regard to justifying the reason why they put Sudfeld in the last game, against the Washington football team. I thought that's what it was, or no, I think it was in regard to the kind of quarterbacks that they want to bring onto the team and stuff like that. I can't remember.
Mhm. Yeah.
Infamous
I mean-
2K, you got the right number in the back, number 2. Just no, man, I got the that's the rare Jalen Hurts jersey now. Well, I guess. I mean, I don't have the number 1 yet. I only have the number 2 because it was a gift from my sister. But yeah, one thing that
yeah. Mhm. You can go.
One thing that I wanted to do, I think in my last video that I didn't, is I meant to do something with some of my jerseys that I got, and I didn't get the chance to because I had the pair of them hanging up, and I was gonna do like a little trivia thing for you guys down in the comments. So I was like, if it'd be cool if y'all can name both of these players, that I got, on the jerseys, since I got, as obviously they're Pistons jerseys, but I was wondering if any of y'all can name them 2 players.
Is that wait?
And I
You
forgot
said
to do it.
number 1 that would be Chauncey Billups, and number 32 is Rasheed Wallace, right?
You're half right.
Ben Wallace, one of those two.
Let me see if I can give a hint. He was a Washington Wizard before he went to Detroit, and he was one of Jordan's right-hand men. But he got hurt, and he was one of the biggest cogs with Jordan before he retired as a Wizard to help them make a playoff push.
Oh, Richard Hamilton. Richard
There
Hamilton.
you go. Rip Hamilton. Yep, there you go. Yeah, good job. Yeah. Good job. Jordy, I do have Celtics jerseys, but they're in my closet right now. I do. I got I have 2. But as far as my jersey collection goes, I got 2 more jerseys for the next video. Whenever I drop it, that I'm probably going to do what I just did in the stream here and see if y'all can figure out the 2 players. But Google exists, and I'm assuming that some people are going to do that. But trying to get some fun in there. I know in the beginning of my channel that I was trying to show off my sneaker collection, and nobody really managed to say anything about it in the comments. So I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, this just died out, so I might as well stop it.
Yeah.
But Infamous going, Lindy, you get did I get baptized from a Mavs to a Sixers fan yet? So that thought process is actually in reverse. I grew up as a Sixers fan, and like I said in my celebration stream, my Sixers fandom, like my heart was taken when Iverson retired. So being that Dirk was my other favorite player at the time in the NBA, I went to the Mavericks. So that's what it is. So now so now Dirk is retired, and I wish that didn't happen, but we got blessed with Luka.
Yeah.
We got blessed with Luka, who is the daddy of the Clippers. Man, that kid is that kid's ridiculous.
He's got
Infamous
ice in
2K
his
going,
veins.
yeah, Infamous, hell yeah, I got a shoe collection. I got a bunch of J's in my closet. I got older ones. I got older J's in my closet. I got a good amount, man. I tried showing my J's in some of my older videos, man. It just I guess the collection segment at the end of my videos didn't catch on, but yeah, man, I got a collection. I guess y'all gotta let me know if you wanna see them, and I'll do it. But yeah, it just never caught on. But I guess since I got a bigger viewing now for my channel, maybe I'll bring it back. But that's totally up to y'all. If you want to see the collection, I'll definitely show you. I love every shoe that I have. So, but the majority of them are Jordans. Besides my basketball shoes, I use Adidas for the boost because it helps for my feet. So, but yeah, y'all gotta let me know if you if you're a crazy shoe head, man. Yeah, y'all gotta let me know. Jalen Williams in the building.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah,
Infamous
I
2K
gotta
affiliate.
run, Lindy.
All right,
I'ma
big
catch
play.
you later.
Yeah, no big
Good
deal,
stream.
my guy. Appreciate it once again,
Okay.
dude. You already know.
See
See
ya.
you later.
Yep.
Man, all right. Man, I don't know. I'm out of it's one of the first times I get. I'm out of ideas, y'all. Hour and a half in. Lindy, the ball player too. I don't know. I never I never got into the idea of making vlogs when I play ball, especially the fact that I don't got somebody that would be willing to record me playing. I'm not the I'm definitely not the player I was, and part of that is due to me being a little heavier now and having a bad knee and just being older. But I can still play if I truly wanted to. I don't know. I entertained it at one point, but I'm more to the point of just extending my shoe collection, if anything. Jalen Williams going, if Hurts pans out, what do you think those 3 first-round picks would be used as far as addressing team needs? I don't know. I guess it's see those they're kind of how can I put it? Those 3 first-round picks don't necessarily have a direction to me right now. I guess in terms of how our roster is going to look heading into the 2022 season, I think it's a little too early to determine unless you want to say a corner, and that's the only position that makes the most sense to me right now. But a lot of it's just going to be dictated on how well this team does this year, who does or doesn't suffer injuries, knocking on wood for that. But that's just what it comes down to, man. I don't know. I think you can guarantee at least one of those picks being a corner. That makes the most sense to me. I'm not sure about the other two. The other two, one of them may very well be trade collateral. It's up in the air right now. It's definitely up in the air. Infamous going, I feel you. I just started getting back into boxing, and I got slower. I want to bring a different feel to the Eagles content, vlog type stuff, but at the same, it's just it's just all about what you want to do with your channel. I mean, it's maintaining a uniqueness, I guess. That's the thing when it comes to subscribers with all these content creators, is that sometimes we may talk about the same things, and there's going to be a point where not every single content creator is going to have something different, because there's only so much material, there's only so much content that the team gives us on a daily basis, unless it's in the regular season and whatnot. But part of that idea of uniqueness is what you bring to your channel, and how you bring it. So pretty much. Like talking birds with my dad and my brother, we always have heated arguments and then just going throughout the day. Yeah, I mean, you can even start something with your brother or dad, and bring them in like in a round table for for specific segments. If you guys feel that you got material to go through at that point in time, and you don't want it to leave your mind, well, just be like, stop everything, let's record something, and drop it on the channel and see what happens. I don't know, makes sense to me. Jalen going, Carson's still my guy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. See, I still wish I still wish the best for him and everything and all, but it's just a part of moving on, because he's not on the team anymore. I don't got bad blood against him or anything, but it is what it is. I've moved on already, and that's just where I am. Do you personally feel we are in a rebuild, or is this a revamp, retool? I don't feel it's a rebuild, because 2020 felt like 2020 felt like the rebuild to me, in terms of us at that point in time already having our franchise quarterback, and rebuilding the foundation around him. But because it collapsed the way it did, and we still have Jalen Hurts carried over, and we still have the rookie class carried over, and we still have other players carried over. It's a retool. It's a retooling with a different foundation. I guess that's the way I see it. So, but of course, it's going to be over a 2-year stretch instead of just this year. But bringing in the veterans that we did just adds those those extra supportive components. That's how I look at it. I mean, does that does that make sense to you, Jordy? That it's more of a retool instead of a rebuild, like how I described it?
I think it's more of a soft rebuild in a sense that you're getting younger and you just brought in a coaching staff that's very young and it's going to bring a lot of ideas to the table. So I'd say it's a soft rebuilding year to the point where you're getting a lot of youth in and you're kind of fleshing out some of those older guys and getting in some veterans that aren't necessarily to that point yet. And going back to the draft, it's also going to depend on what we do with those first 3 first round picks next year.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, Infamous 2K going. I say retool. If Howie has another decent draft, we can do something crazy. And yeah, I mean that's why I kind of say retool, because I don't know if we completely went into a doomsday kind of collapse in 2020. It was pretty close, but we came out of it with somewhat of a nucleus still intact. So it's just more of a retooling, like a repair, I guess, in a sense. But I'm making it sound like a rebuild. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, pretty much so. But yeah. So let me see here. Infamous 2K going. I gotta catch up on some work. I'm behind on classes. Yeah, no big deal, man. Yeah, I know. 100 and it's. I'll tell you what, Infamous. It's pretty surreal, man. I'm at 110. It's the amount of advice I've gotten is pretty. I'm losing adjectives here because I guess I'm at my wit's end for this stream. I don't know, because I just did a stream with Gate yesterday, and then I had my celebratory stream, and now I'm doing this one. Pulling it out of my what and stuff like that. But I'm losing adjectives. But I'll tell you what, yeah, it's a surreal feeling to be at this point. Especially for my beginning, and 1,000 on the way, but I'm taking baby steps with it. I'm taking baby steps. I'm kind of in that 10% mode where I'm at the 10% mark of 1,000. So I'll go from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40, and then just count my hundreds at a time until I reach that that ultimate upper echelon when I hit the big 1,000, because it's still a massive accomplishment to even hit 100 subscribers at a time, because it doesn't it doesn't feel like a number to me, because it's it's that amount of people. It's ridiculous. So yeah. Jalen going, do you think it hurts us long term if we don't actually go through a full rebuild rather than half-ass it and hope for an 8-8-ish season? So the way I think about it is, and this is the most important part to me, and I've talked about this with Gate in my stream yesterday. I've talked about this in a couple of call-ins with Philly Foothills and Philly Notion. Desert Eagle was a part of that one too with Philly Notion. The one thing I wanted to stress to other Eagles fans, as far as my personal importance, in my opinion, is I hope that this organization gives Jalen Hurts as equal of a chance to be that quarterback, as much as he who must not be named. If we remember, like I'm saying, when we brought in number 2 as the second pick in the draft, and we watched his development from his rookie year to his second year and stuff like that, I want Jalen Hurts to have the same opportunity. And if he doesn't get it, I just don't think he had a fair shot. So that's the biggest thing that I'm looking for right now, is that Jalen Hurts is going to get as much of a chance to be the franchise quarterback as number 2 did when he was drafted. That's the biggest thing to me, and I think it's fair. I do think it's completely fair. How would you feel about giving Barnett an extension of 3 years worth 22? It seems like a big number at first. I mean, I don't know. It's see that's why contracts are tricky to think about at this point in time, because we don't exactly have we don't exactly have a production number to base it off of, especially with him getting this 5th-year option at $10 million. So he's already under a bright light in terms of like mandatory performance. So we're either going to be in a position where this option overpaid him. It could go that route, or the other route could be that, yeah, he played good enough for an extension. And I don't know. I guess that would be an okay number over the course of 3 years. I'm not sure. I mean, are you good with a number like that, Jordy, or are you thinking something else?
I'm thinking if you're going to re-sign him, give him a prove-it deal. If you get kind of a decent production out of him this year and say you've got 1 more year, we lowered your salary a little bit compared to the 5th-year option, let's see what you can do. Because as you know, in the Discord, I've always been someone who's been critical of Barnett, but that's because there's youth sitting behind him that I think deserves a chance too.
Yeah.
Especially a guy like Josh Sweat, who I think if Barnett doesn't pan out, has to be the next option soon, or else he's going to get to a point where it's another Goddard situation.
Yeah, man, it's. I mean, there's nothing I can really say to oppose to that. I mean, they're all pretty good points. Yeah, man, I guess I'm down to a mental draining. I don't know, man. I'm out of I hate to say it, but it's like I guess I'm coming to a bit of a stream crash right now, dude. But yeah, man, I definitely got another one to do tomorrow and stuff like that. But oh, wait a minute, there we go.
Hey,
Mitch Krusky in the building.
I just got done my stream.
Doing?
I'm good. I just got done my stream with Bashir on his channel.
Oh,
So,
okay.
We just did that.
Okay. I thought it was just Bashir, but
it was me and him.
Yes.
Yeah. So that kid, dude, he knows his stuff. He does. So
well,
the
I think he's legitimately. I think he's actually Lord Brunson's nephew, unless I'm missing the boat on that.
I didn't know that at all.
He keeps every time Bashir is in LB's chat, LB always refers to Bashir as nephew. So I've been trying to figure out if they're actually related in that sense, or LB just says that as you talking about a kid that's kind of like a prodigy of yours or something. I'm not sure. But if that's the case, I think that'd be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I can't wait for the Clippers to lose, dude. Like,
yes, sir. I know.
This man's my second favorite team, so I'm there rocking with you.
Yeah, man.
Luka.
You know what? Luka's unbelievable, dude. It's just like all 8 of his playoff games are against the Clippers, for one. 2, he's averaging, I think, in those 8 games, he's averaging 32, 9, and 10.
Why can't that be Ben Simmons?
Those are ridiculous numbers, man. Well, I'll give Ben Simmons credit. I seen his stat line from the okay, Jalen. Thank you for confirming that. It's a mentor. Okay, I gotcha. I got you. That was
That makes sense.
I was trying to figure out the hunch in my mind how he always says nephew. So yeah, appreciate it. Opportunity and being able to project the ceiling are two different things. I look at it this way: if Hertz shows me he is that he one day has top 7-ish potential, I'm cool. But if not, I'm looking to get better. Well, yeah, I'm just still like my crux is going to remain the same when it comes to that. Like I just want to in my mind make sure that Jalen Hurts gets as equal as a chance as number 2 did when he was here. And I understand their draft picks were completely different. Jalen Hurts, the investment in him wasn't anywhere near the amount of investment that we made when we traded up. When we traded up to get number 2 when he was still here. But those four games that Jalen Hurts was unfortunately subjected to, I can't put those down in fair conscience as part of his his developmental resume in a sense, because he came into a dysfunctional situation, and there was stuff collapsing around him and stuff like that. It's tough, man. That's just where I'm at on it. 100, yeah, Jalen, 100% for Hurts getting his opportunity to shine. Yeah, man. I can't. I'm giving Hurts 2 years, in my opinion. I would give him 2. I'm not going to base it just off of 2021. I need to see 2 years, 2 full years of Hurts. I can't. I personally, I can't make that decision after just 1 full year. I can't do it. I can't do it. Are you guys on the same page in that regard? Would you make a decision on Hurts just after 2021 to want to get better? Or but again, this is on the basis of his actual performance. If we see a developmental growth, but I'm just on the premise of wanting to give him 2 years instead of just 1. I don't know. He's still on his rookie deal as well.
So the Bucks won. So the thing about Jalen Hurts is that 4 games, right? I hate when people label him as a bust and it's only for 4 games. So my definition as a bust, I just went over this with Bryce here. If you have Whiteside's numbers in 3 years of play, you're a bust. My opinion. So if you have that kind of numbers. So for Jalen Hurts, he's going to break out. I feel like he's going to break out. We got the offensive line down. Well, we got the competition there. We got Devontae Smith, and I said he's going to have 1,000 yards this year. I know that's a hot take, but I see it. And with the running backs, man, Miles Sanders, I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler this year. So we got him in our running back room. We have a great support around Hurts, which is incredible. Now, if we trade for Julio Jones, that's gone in my opinion. I don't want him. No.
I don't want him. I guarantee you, there's definitely Eagles fans that do want Julio Jones, but I'm not one of them. Sorry, I don't. As enticing as it would be to have a trio on the field of Rager, Smith, and Julio Jones, yeah, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, but with Julio Jones, they're going to want some youth. Like they're rebuilding, so they might want Smith, they might want Rager, they might want Fogel. I will not get rid of any of those guys. Greg Ward and Whiteside, okay. You can take Whiteside. Jordan Mailata, yeah, I can see that.
That's Jordan's a possibility. I do know based off of some things that Gate City Sports was talking about that there's still some things that Mailata needs to work on, but I mean, what do you expect? It was a rugby player that's been in development for at least 3 years now. So I mean, I'm not even I'm not exactly worried about him. We got arguably the best offensive line coach in the league to to work with these guys. But you know, but a coach is only going to take you so far, because it's a collaborative effort, and I say that because it's such an unknown on where Andre Dillard is, that we're already seeing Mailata getting snaps with the first team. It's like, I don't know. Dillard was a first round pick, and then is we just
So
don't.
what's the O line looking like again? What is the O line looking like?
Well, the first group was Lane, Brooks, Kelsey at center, Sayamalu at left guard, and then it was Mailata at left tackle.
Okay.
Yeah, Jalen saying, no, sir. Jordan is far from being a finished product. He's not even a top 20 tackle yet. And yeah, no, he's getting there, but he's not close to top 20. He's just now getting the sufficient experience on the field, to show this coaching staff what he can do, and real, like in game time situations. So
What's funny though? You know what's funny? Sorry for cutting you off, but you know what's funny? Last year when we drafted Hurts, right, and this whole thing with Carson Wentz and the whole thing, and it's just amazing to me that we were never. There was no thought to my mind that Hurts will be the starting QB out on the second year. There was no, that didn't even come to my brain until now. So can you imagine what Hurts is going through right now?
Yeah.
All the pressure on his back now, the whole city on his back. It's hard.
I just like how everybody is overlooking the fact of the programs that Hurts has come from, and they're making it seem like he's a scrub of a quarterback, and there's too many things that he needs to work on. I mean, this guy came from two top programs in college football between Alabama and Oklahoma, and he's played pretty damn well at both programs. So I mean, this guy was a runner-up for the Heisman in his class. I think who else was in that picture? I think it was along guys like I think it showed Justin Fields and Chase Young, and somebody else was up there too. I can't remember. But it's like you're gonna count this man out just after 4 games? No, stop it. You're just joking with yourself.
Yeah.
Thomas Jones, appreciate it, man. Saying great stream, guys. I wouldn't trade for Julio myself. And he says, Joe Burrow, Jock Talk, thank you. Have y'all heard about the potential cap space for next season? Yes, I have. I think the total cap number was approved around 208 million, and then our cap space is going to be around 40. So yeah, I did hear about that. Jock Talk going, I don't want Julio. Let the young guys eat. Exactly. Jalen talking about, what is he? I'm trying to think if this is either about Hurts or Mailata, but he says he showed promise and flashed in spots, but he still doesn't look like he's at home on a football field. Ryan Rowe feels that Julio might be a good fit for the Patriots. Yeah, that I kind of like that too.
I say Tennessee.
New England. See, the thing with New England is that they did pretty well in terms of free agency, and they're trying to, I guess they're trying to rebuild after the Brady era, and and all that and all that criticism that Belichick got in terms of really not doing anything in terms of free agency and bringing guys in, and he's got Hunter Henry at tight end, and Aguilar's over there at receiver, and he brings in Jalen Mills, who some of us felt like he got overpaid, and Aguilar might have gotten overpaid and stuff like that, but they're trying to do something for Cam Newton here, and he got another chance, and he's got Mac Jones behind him, so he's got some work to do. But yeah, I think Belichick knows Belichick as a coach knows as much as any other guy out there. But I just don't know. I don't know because Julio's cap hit's pretty steep, like 15 million this year. I think it's 15.
Yeah, they announced that he's going to get traded next week.
Yeah. They'll wait until I think they'll wait until June 1st or after June 1st to trade him. Let's see.
And June 1st will come faster. I got content to make.
yeah. A lot of us do. Pat's spent money this offseason. Yeah, I think it was what were they saying, around over $100 million or something like that. Jalen Williams saying, don't be fooled. We are still about 18th in the league next year in terms of cap, and we also have at least 2 extensions to account for, which will take up close to $20 million without rookie signings. Yeah, that's one thing that we haven't even done yet. We haven't even signed our rookies yet. This rookie class for 21, we haven't signed them yet. And people want to talk about free agents to bring in here, and one of the biggest guys has been people wanting Steven Nelson, and for as much interest as Steven has right now, and it was to the point where 14 different teams were looking at him, but it's still a bit stagnant at the moment because the word is that Steven wants too much money, and it's been said that from the perspective of other other execs for teams, that they feel that a guy like Steven Nelson's about a $2 to $4 million player. He's seen as a number 2 corner, but not as a number 1, and he is a starter. Yeah, sure, but I think the situation with Steven Nelson right now is that he wants too much money.
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas Jones asking here, from the linebackers we have now, who do you see making it on the squad? For me personally, Eric Wilson's a given, just because of the sole purpose of him coming over here, to help give his teammates a head start in comprehension of Jonathan Gannon's defense, from Minnesota, and basing it around Mike Zimmer's plan of his 4-3 and some 4-2, 4-2-5 looks, and and stuff like that. Man, I mean, you can arguably say, outside of Eric Wilson, that the linebacker spot, is pretty wide open.
It is.
I mean, it's pretty wide open. Alex Singleton still has stuff that he needs to work on. TJ Edwards is in the same boat. Davion Taylor is still raw. Sean Bradley has been, stuck to solely special teams. We don't know what we have right now in Patrick Johnson or Jacoby Stevens or Jannard Avery. Joe Osman converted to linebacker. The list is so extensive at that spot, and it's like, well, I get there's a purpose of competition, but man, Eric Wilson to me is like the only, he's the only clear-cut guy in my opinion.
Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan.
He's gonna cycle between I think he's going to cycle between an outside spot and defensive end. That's as far as I know, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a tough one to me.
It is. And I just said this on By Sears stream here. Ryan Kerrigan, he was my most impressed signing. Like, you saw the damage he put on the Eagles over the years. You saw him with the Carson Wentz thing. So I said this before. It's like, remember how the Celtics had Al Horford, and then once we took him, their defense went like terrible. They didn't have a good center. Like they had Daniel Tice, Tristan Thompson, Robert Williams. Now we took Kerrigan here. Is that going to hurt the football team in the long run?
Yeah. See, it seems like the same vibe. Thomas Jones already shouting you two out. I need to sub to Mitch and Jordy's channels. What is their info for subbing? We all bleed green and we are a family. So I guess y'all two need to shout yourselves out. So for what I know with Jordy, with us knowing each other for a couple of years now through Discord, the cool thing that Jordy's doing right now, Thomas, is that he actually has 3 different podcasts on his channel. He does the Philadelphia Eagles under the icon that shows the common flock. That was the common flock was a idea of Jordy and I's at one point. It kind of fell through, I guess, in the terms of the collaboration, and I just didn't have a channel at the time, and this was kind of a side thing that we were trying to figure out. So but he is continuing the common flock. He does the Notre Dame Fighting Irish for college football. That is called the Golden Dome podcast. And then I'm still trying to get used to remembering the name of your third podcast, Jordy, but it is for the Boston Celtics. So, I guess shout yourself out and let the people know the kind of content that you got out right now so far.
Now, the Common Flock has been I've been putting out a lot of content in terms of this off season and kind of looking at next season. I'm trying to get a couple people here and there on, but right now, not a lot's panning out. So I may end up kind of trying to do a crossover between that and the Golden Dome for a couple weeks till I can get the Golden Dome going again, because college football news has been few and far between recently. Mm-hmm. And then with my last podcast, the newest one, Fighter from 3, we got a lot to talk about in the playoffs, and I can talk about how embarrassing this series has been.
Oh, I'm sorry I said that about Al Horford and the centers. I didn't know you were a Celtics fan.
No, I will admit Horford wasn't necessarily as good in Philly as he was in Boston, but we did take a hit. But I mean, we're developing guys like Robert and Grant Williams, so I think there's a future there. So I have faith in the development.
I gotcha. And as for me, you can find me at Mitch Coxey on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat at Coxey18, where I do all behind the YouTube scenes. And that's just me. I do YouTube. I do Eagles and Sixers here. Got to rep my Sixers after the game last night. Let's freaking go. That was a great game. And good video coming out tomorrow about Jalen Reagor. So got that.
There y'all go. There y'all go. So y'all know. Thomas Jones saying, I just found them. He is in. He is sub to you guys. Looking forward to future streams, man. Yeah.
My podcast. I'm doing my podcast tomorrow night. Instead of Saturday night, I'm doing it tomorrow. Because the Sixers are playing Saturday, and I'm going live for that. And Slay, I just saw you over there. I just saw you.
Time out here. Time out. Just when I thought I was going to close this out, there is another. I'm just going to call him a celebrity, just because of just because of the friendship I've developed with him, and he's a really cool guy. I thought I just seen him shake his head after I said celebrity, but I got to bring him in because he's gonna show some talk in the house. He's not West. Really Foothills, but I got to bring him in. What is going on? Oh, what? You did not just troll me. What was that?
No, for a second, I thought you were talking about Big Play Slay for a second.
No, Big Play Slay is in the chat.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Saying good stream. Yeah, he was already in the call-in. What was that?
He'll
What was
come
that?
back. So, I just gotta say this.
before.
I gotta say this, dude. You have 111 already.
What?
111
Yeah,
subs.
damn. Yeah, last time I checked, I thought it said 104. Man, I don't know. Who was it that told me that as soon it was Gate City when I was talking to Steve backstage after the stream was over. He said that once you hit your first 100, it's going to go a lot faster than before you hit 100, and it seems to be pretty true so far. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, man. Well, we got an extra guest appearance in here. Philly Foothills, good to see you, bud. What are you doing?
What's going on, guys? You know what?
I'm chilling right now.
I just did a quick little live stream myself, and I seen you live streaming earlier, so I was like, let me go see if Lindy's still on, and sure enough, you are. Let me jump on in here and say what's up to my guys.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good timing. Good timing. Well, we just got I guess earlier in the stream I was just hanging out with some people. Joey Shakes was in here, and Joe Castro stopped by, and we were just talking some real world stuff, and the things that we seen in the NBA, and how this quarantine with COVID, with people breaking out of their shells finally, through their impatience on how nuts it has made them between popcorn dumping and shooting spit at NBA players.
Don't get me started on the popcorn.
And knocking out other baseball fans at games in the stands. It's like, what are y'all doing?
People got a lot of pent up energy from this pandemic that some of it's going to come out in not so much of a healthy way sometimes. So we're just gonna have to roll with the punches, so to speak.
I know, dude. I went on a tangent. I went on a tangent with that earlier in the stream for at least a good 10 minutes. I could have made a video out of it, but
make a video out of it. Come on, you just got to make more content, and it will get spread out.
I was at the point where I thought that, for the amount of content I was thinking of today, it was probably going to break into 4 different videos. But I thought at the same time, like, what for how successful I have been so far, and you guys really helping, putting myself on the map and everything. I just thought, well, I'd rather do it. I'd rather do a stream instead, because the engagement has been a lot better, and between subscribers and other content creators really showing their support in that regard. And I thought we can talk about all this stuff together. But Thomas Jones brings up a good question that's going to get me going here. I know this is not Eagles talk, but Lindy, do you think the Clippers will try to make adjustments on Luka? Well, at this point, Thomas, realistically, the Clippers have no choice but to make adjustments. It was said that after Game 1, when the Clippers choked, they choked. Let's be real here. They choked. But after Game 1, it was said that they were going to have to create some defensive adjustments. And after that game, there is a video on my channel where I broke down 5 things, 5 key points that I was expecting for Game 2, and in terms of what I was thinking I was going to see from the Clippers that I really didn't see.
It's not the Clippers, it's the Flippers.
Yeah, Flippers. Well, I'm being nice at the moment. I'm being nice. but what I was expecting, and I kind of beat Skip Bayless to the punch on this, because he talked about it on Undisputed the next morning after I dropped my video, because I mean it's almost obvious, but I was hoping that the defensive adjustment in Game 2 was going to be Kawhi Leonard as the main defender, with Ty Lue making Luka Kawhi's assignment. and to roam with him on the court and follow him around, kind of like when and for the Eagles when Darius Slay was following the number one receiver. Well, this is the same principle for Luka. I was hoping that was going to be what was going to happen, because I have to assume in the back of my mind that, for as hyped up as the Clippers were, even though they tanked to play us, they tanked. The Clippers and everybody else can say all they want. They tanked because they thought they were going to have an easy series against us, and they had another thing coming, because somebody by the name by the initials LD or Luca, he took that personal, and the rest of the team did, because I was I was on a big rant about it, because I was like, well, did you guys think, did anybody think in the back of their mind, to the sole fact that the Mavericks just played the Clippers last year in the bubble in the playoff series, and for all the circumstances that happened with them, Luka had a bad ankle, Porzingis ended up getting ejected, and Luka by himself took this team to 6 games before he got eliminated. So do you think at any point in time, do you think for 1 second that this Mavericks team is not going this Mavericks team is not going to want to get vengeance on the team that eliminated them last year? Because it's not often that you play the same team 2 years in a row in the playoffs in the first round. It is not often that happens. So you got to take advantage of the opportunity while you have it. And the Clippers are getting punched in the mouth right now, and it doesn't seem that they can take it. So, Thomas. As far as adjustments go on Luka, I mean, Luka's already proven that no matter what the Clippers do, they can't handle him. They tried making an adjustment in Game 2. Kawhi was the assignment for the majority of the game, but
he's their best defender, right? Kawhi's their best defender,
supposedly. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that first team all defense caliber that he used to be at San Antonio, but I think he's the best defender that the Clippers have, and then you can put Paul George in that category. And Patrick Beverley is scrappy for his age, even though he's only about 6'1", and Luka has already told him that he's too effing small, which was hilarious. That was beautiful when I seen that, when he did that to him. But what the Clippers failed to do on defense was that they allowed the Mavericks to get the switch off of a screen at any time they wanted. So when Luka was the ball handler, he got this. He anytime he wanted a defensive switch, he got it. And it's like you're watching Kawhi play defense. He's not aggressive enough. He's not fighting off the screens. The Mavs are getting the switches that they want, to where it gets to the point that Luka is such a priority when you're playing defense that it opens the door for him to pass to other players that are just sitting there wide open. So and I addressed this fact in one of my videos, that in the regular season, Luka Doncic was the most double-teamed player in the NBA at a whopping 44% of his possessions in the entire regular season. Luka was double-teamed the most, and he still averaged almost a triple-double. He finished the season like 28, 8, 9 or something like that. So
I heard.
Yeah, but I mean, so for Game 3 and Game 4, since it's in our house in Dallas, the Clippers are under the assumption that the Mavericks aren't going to have the shooting spurts, that they're not going to have the shooting spurts that they did in the first 2 games. Because the first game from 3, they shot about, I want to say, in the high 40s or maybe even 50%. Game 2, they do one better and shoot 53% as a team. So put this into perspective for those that follow basketball. The Mavericks in the first 2 games of this playoff series, from 3, they shot 35 of 70 in 2 games.
That's exactly 50. Damn.
50% from 3. That's unbelievable. That's historic. So the Clippers are going to be under the assumption that the Mavericks aren't going to be able to continue that kind of hot streak. So what I feel that they're going to do is that they're going to mix a little bit of a man and zone of a man-to-man and a zone type defense to not allow those kinds of opportunities for a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith or Maxi Kleber or Tim Hardaway Jr. to get these almost wide open looks every time, to where they can sit there and shoot in perfect form and knock down these threes. If the Clippers know what they're doing, they're going to make us work from the 3-point line, but all that's going to do is open up opportunities down in the paint. I mean, Luka can do whatever he wants. He can take you off of the dribble. He can get you with the Euro step. He plays at a pace that's pretty unorthodox. So it's like you don't know exactly what he's going to do because his speed is so unique to him personally. I mean, he's a threat anywhere on the floor. I'm hoping Porzingis maintains his performances. He dropped 20. He dropped 20 in game 2. I was okay with it. Yeah, man. So if the Clippers have any shot of winning this game or this series, you can easily put this into perspective. The Los Angeles Clippers, between Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they combined for 69 points in game 2, and they still lost. That's all you need to know.
Right.
They combined for 69 in game 2, and they still lost. Kawhi Leonard was 14 of 21 from the field. He had 41 points. He made 4 of 7 of his threes. He was near perfect from the free throw line. His plus minus was still a -7. So
I mean, and Thomas Jones brought up a point that I was gonna. He said it's funny, that Paul George is blaming Doc for last year's collapse in the playoffs, but they're playing similar now, and that's very true. It's like, what's your excuse now, Paul? What's your excuse now? Because Doc's not here. Doc's not in LA anymore. So who are you going to point the finger at now?
There's a rumor. There's actually a rumor that if they lose, like in the postseason or whatever, that he's going to go to the Warriors.
Yeah, I heard.
Kawhi will go to Miami.
I heard Miami. I heard Miami. I heard Golden State. I heard the Knicks. I think those are the only 3 teams that I heard of. But I think it's funny to me when we talk about like 2 perennial talents in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. It's funny to me that this team.
Hey, I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. It's funny to me that a team like this needed to bring in a guy like Rajon Rondo to kind of set the tone of these guys and be a leader when your top players are supposed to be capable of doing that in the first place. So you're going to resort to bringing in a veteran who's on the latter half of his career, even though Rajon Rondo is a point guard. In his own right, he's been in this position before, but I would have to imagine that your top paid players like these all-stars, that it comes down to their responsibility. Why are you relying on bringing a guy from the outside in-house to take care of somebody else's business? That doesn't make sense to me. So, because Luka's already doing that right now. But the only thing that he needs to work on, he needs a bit of a maturity check. He complains too much in foul situations, even though people want to throw the fact of people like to throw this under their carpet, that the fact that Nikola Jokic complains just as bad as Luka does, but Luka's, they're already trying to steer a narrative of Luka that he's the biggest crybaby. Well, Jokic does the same thing, and people want to, and it's like I don't know. Some people are saying that it's just a European thing with these players, but I don't remember Dirk doing that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, James, and then you want to bring up and then it's like bringing up the fact of even some of these players that are big floppers. James Harden likes to do that. LeBron likes to do that, and it's just
Right.
I don't know. That kind of brand of basketball just it doesn't sit right with me. If you're going to want to flop to try and get a foul call, then you're just I don't know, dude. I don't like it. I don't like it. But yeah, that's just all I hope. That's like the biggest thing that I would hope for Luka to be able to work on. And for a guy that's about 6'7" as the point forward on this team, his free throw percentage is pathetic. For me at that position, you have to shoot at least a minimum of the low 80s to be efficient. I mean, free throws are free throws
should be easy money. It should be like a next to a layup, basically. It's
pretty much, yeah.
It's something that these guys should be able to do in their sleep. At this point, professionals should, outside of freaks of nature like Shaq. Some guys like that can get away with being horrible at free throws. But what's Luka's percentage right now? What is it? Is it like mid 70s?
I think it is in the mid 70s.
That's interesting.
I'm actually going to fact check that.
Yeah. Has he's been career-wise, he's been better than that normally, hasn't he?
Not really.
No, he's been right around there.
Yeah, in the beginning of the season, I was thinking that he was going to drastically improve because at one point he was shooting in the high 70s, close to 80. And he's looked a lot better than what he did, but I don't know what happened because the other night he went 2 of 7. Like what? Like, dude, what are you doing? Tim Hardaway Jr. was just as bad from the free throw line, but the Mavericks as a team aren't the Mavs as a team aren't a good free throw shooting team. I think they're average in the league, I want to say. But let me see. So the postseason, no, I want the regular season for Dallas here. Bring up Luka's stats here. Let me see. No, I don't want his splits. So for the regular, and here we go for perspective, like I was talking about. When I was saying how Luka was the most double teamed player in the league. He finished the season with averages of 28, 8, and 9 with a top 10 PER. He was 6th in scoring. He was 5th in assists, and he was 21st in rebounds. So, I mean, that rebound number is obviously skewed because you have to consider power forwards and centers who are as close to the basket as they are at all times. But so let me see if I can bring up more of his statistics here because I want to know. So and I don't even necessarily like his field goal percentage either. I would like it closer to 50 personally. Right now for his career, he's averaging about 46. This year was his most efficient. He averaged 48% from the floor. He was 35% from 3, and his free throw percentage is only 74. That's not going to cut it, man. You need to be at a minimum of the low 80s, especially when people like to make the comparison, or how Mavs fans like myself like to call Luka Baby Bird, because I mean there's glimpses of it, man. There's glimpses of it, but Luka's got a long way to go to be in that kind of shadow, of what Larry Legend was, and obviously Jordy has a good idea of that, but being the Celtics fanatic that he is. But I guess I'll ask you that quick, Jordy. Do you have a bit of where do you stand when you hear people talking about Luca being a baby bird?
Now, I can see the comparison in terms of, well, how he shoots in a form of how he can make buckets, what he can do from the floor. The only thing I'd say splits really Bird and him apart are first is Bird was a legendary trash talker, and second, if he said he was going to do something, he usually did it. Like if he said I'm going to drop 40, he'd drop 40.
Yep, that's very true.
A Larry Bird story that I remember is I think it was a game where they were playing the Hawks, and I don't remember if it was a playoff game or not. But Larry was a savage, and he was like, he got so cocky to the point where he told some of the Hawks players, he's like, for the entire game, I'm going to shoot with the opposite hand, and I'm still going to average my numbers. And they're like, you won't do it. And I forget what he dropped in that game, but I think it was it was a high 30 or a 40 bomb with his opposite hand. Like, dude, you're such a savage. It was hilarious. But
I was just thinking about that because I was thinking about bringing that up, and actually wanted to fact check quick who it was against and what he dropped. It was against the Trailblazers, and he dropped 47.
That's right. Yeah, he shot left-handed the whole game and still dropped 47. Yeah, that's.
Are you kidding me? Holy cow!
I mean, this is the same guy that won a 3-point contest in his warm-up jacket.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same guy who tried to miss a basket on purpose and still made it.
Yeah, because he like before the contest even started, he said, "All right, who's going to come in second?" Like, dude, oh my god,
Larry Bird in a nutshell, just pure confidence. I mean, that guy oozed confidence, and I think Luka's got a long. I mean, don't get me wrong, Luka's very talented, but he's got a long way to go to fill the shoes of one Larry Bird.
Jock Talk already knows what's up. I mean, I booked this in one of my videos, and I know I'm going to get a criticism at some point, but I'm telling you, it's very possible. This is the scary thing, though. This is the scary thing. Luka was a rookie at 19. He's for the records that he has broken already. He's only 22.
He's been a pro ever since he was 13. So he broke that record.
Yeah,
but being true. But being a pro in Europe compared to being a pro here is a little different.
It
is. The reason I say that
is he had the experience.
What do you get here? You get but as a young kid, when you get a lot of money in your pocket, sometimes that can get you to do, certain things that you wouldn't be necessarily doing if you were still playing in Europe.
Now,
Luka was a team captain at 15 years old. He was an MVP at 15, and he was a champion. He was a championship winner at that age over in Slovenia. Like, dude.
Can you see LaMelo Ball overtaking Luka? Like, can you see that at all?
LaMelo over Luka? Hell no.
I mean, not now. I mean, not now.
I don't think it could ever happen.
Not ever.
No.
Especially not with the Hornets.
Unless something drastically happens.
He put him to the 8th seed.
No.
In playing game though. That's impressive.
The Hornets have historically struggled ever since they moved.
Yeah. How many times did they move? It was like.
Let's see. They're originally in Charlotte. They went to New Orleans, right? Now they're back to Charlotte now, right? So they've moved twice.
I think it was like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Part of that is because MJ is their GM. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT as a player, but as a GM, he's bad.
Guys, I'm gonna head out. It was great catching up with everybody. I'll talk to y'all again soon. It's been fun. And
love you, Mitch.
Peace, you guys.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, jeez. I didn't think I was gonna carry this stream for 2.5 hours. I was like I was almost close to my wits end with talking about stuff. But Foothills came in here and I got re-sparked a bit. So I didn't want to gloss over this question either. Thomas was saying I'm hearing people talking about Rager will play only the slot. That's actually incorrect. According to Rager's press conference, he did talk about the slot, but the contrast here is that in 2020, he mentioned that he was primarily an outside receiver. Now they're opening the opportunity to him this year to actually play out of the slot too. So Rager's goal is that he wants to be an interchangeable player, and that goes for some of the other receivers in this core. And I think it's a good thing because now you're going to be in a position where some of these players' strengths are actually going to be seen on the football field, especially with the amount of explosiveness that Rager has in short spaces. You get him those quick passes working out of the slot, and he can just make guys miss with lateral quickness or just getting up the field in an instant. So that's the goal that Rager is looking towards. Thomas, is that he doesn't want to be just stuck to the outside, and he just wants to be an interchangeable receiver this time because we've seen him. It was shown that he was seen at practice working with the running backs, like taking end arounds and jet sweeps and everything, and really adding extra stuff to his bag in a similar way to how he was used at TCU. He was too limited last year in Doug Peterson's offense, but at the same time, part of that was due to injury. Like he missed time, and that hurt his development. So I like the fact that he's going to be interchangeable this year, as well as some of the other receivers in this core.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about him being in the slot primarily, I think that's going to be a great thing for him because you're going to have Devontae on one side, probably more than likely getting the opposing team's best defender, best corner, and then you'll probably have Travis Fulgham as the other outside receiver. And to me, that means that Rager is going to be going against probably the third best defender on that defense, and he's going to be able to eat that slot. He's going to be able to get, like you said, he's going to be able to get the ball in quick short spaces, and he's going to be able to show that burst. And I think it's going to be a very, very good thing. And like you said, in any job, in any position, the more you know, the more you can learn, the more the more the company can move you around into different positions, the more valuable you become. So that's an exciting thing for me to hear. And I don't expect him to only play in the slot. There's going to be times where he lines up outside too, or he may even line up in the backfield or something like that. It's going to be very, very interesting. And Sirianni and Steichen they're already drawing up stuff, and they're going to be creative as hell with this offense.
Well, it also pertains to what Shane Steichen talked about in his presser in regards to the offense, on how a lot of it's just going to be dictated on matchups, on what the opposing team's defense gives them on a weekly basis, and those are the simple things that those are just the simple things that we want to hear. Especially the idea that we can't be any worse than what we were last year, and what we're beginning to develop right now is definitely a positive step moving forward.
Yeah, and that's what I really loved about from what I heard from JG. He's like, we're not going to be pigeonholed into one scheme. It's going to be predicated on the other team's weapons and what they're trying to do on offense. We're not going We're not going to just be a man defense. We're not going to just be a zone defense. We're going to be moving pieces around. And I love to hear that, because that's one thing that killed me and drove me crazy about Jim Schwartz, is that he just stayed in his, he didn't steer too far from his base defense. And it didn't matter if we were getting killed out there or not. He rolled with it.
Yeah. I mean, man, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Where did the time go? I gotta tell you, I had no idea that I was going to carry this stream this long. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's twice on. I'm not sure where I want to go from here, but I guess I could say that, if there's any other closing thoughts that you guys have had on your mind that you wanted to get out, then you guys can do so. And I guess I'll leave it to you, Jordy, to go ahead if you got anything for us.
I really don't have any closing remarks. I think we've covered a lot, and just thanks for opening up the call.
I guess so, man. I'm streamed out. Not gonna lie, definitely streamed out. But I just had a lot of stuff to go through, I guess, and I didn't want to compile it into multiple into multiple videos, because I do know there's subscribers that have joined me on my channel that like to engage with with stuff like this. So especially I got to shout out Thomas and Jock Talk and you guys for keeping it going with with good topics, and Thomas bringing up my Mavs and Luca and everything. So that was a good way to keep me going for a little bit. But man, yeah. So for y'all,
I just want to give a
what was that, Phil Hills?
Oh, I just said I wanted to, before we get out of here. I'm sure you probably touched on it earlier, but I just wanted to send a big congrats out there to Catherine Raish, our new VP of football operations. Is that's really big. That she made history today. We made history as she is the highest ranking female in any office in the NFL ever. So that's really cool, and kudos to her. She's put in a lot of work in the CFL and now in the NFL, so she's well deserving of the position. So congratulations, Catherine. Good job.
Yeah, there was quite an amount of promotions, and I'm not going to get into details on people's disgusting remarks and whatnot, but that's definitely that's definitely an awesome example in in a time right now where what happened at the Sixers home court. We got something positive to look forward to in Philadelphia at the moment, and definitely shout out to her. And thanks Foothills for hanging out for a little bit, and catching me at a good time for what doesn't seem to be 2 hours and 43 minutes. But yeah, man, no, we kicked ass once again on another random stream, we got
to step the football talk up a little bit more, because it's going to be a long summer, brother.
Yeah, it is. Gotta stay. I guess we gotta stay fresh. Can't have rust build up. Can't start to build up rust. No, I mean, once June 1st comes around, and once June 1st comes right around the corner, I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of material to go over. But since you're still here, you might as well shout out your channel if there's people in the chat that have no idea who you are. But if that's the case, I don't know what y'all are doing. So go ahead, man.
Yeah, come check me out. Nest Out West. Your boy Philly Foothills here. Philly Fuego Productions. Try to keep it informative and entertaining at the same time. I do a lot of different stuff, doing some giveaways. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out my channel, please come check out the Nest Out West. Please sub me up, hit that like and subscribe, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. And thank you, Lindy. It was fun to come on here for a little bit. Appreciate Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah. So for those that are still here in the chat and everything, and shout out to Jock Talk and Thomas again. Thanks for thanks for the cool interactions and everything, and thanks to everybody else that was in the stream earlier. Since I didn't build a limit for myself, and I think I gotta work on that for a little bit, because there's content creators that only stream for about 30 minutes to an hour, and they keep it controlled and whatnot and stuff like that. But we still have fun. We still have fun, because I'm just about I'm just about people coming in here and hanging out with me, and and talking and talking the talk between as much sports as possible. But for y'all still in the chat, I hope you guys are down for some basketball tomorrow. The game 3 for the Dallas Mavericks and the Clippers. I will be streaming that game. It comes on at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I will definitely be streaming that one. We're gonna watch that game, going play by play, and hopefully for my first play-by-play of the playoffs for the Mavs, that we actually win and go into Game 4 looking for a sweep, and that'll definitely make my night. But be sure to look out for that, fellas, and come hang out, watch some Mavericks basketball, something different for a change outside the 76ers. Help me cheer for my boy Luka and these Mavs to get it done and put these flippers away. So that's gonna do it for me, man. Y'all know who I am. This has been Lindy Endzone for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Eagles one video at a time, as well as dropping some buckets for my Dallas Mavericks. For me, Jordy for his 3 podcasts, and Philly Foothills down at the bottom of your screen. We want to thank you all for coming and hanging out with me in this stream. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be sure to keep bleeding green. Hashtag to my MFFLs out there, Mavs Nation, and I'll see y'all next time. Appreciate y'all coming out, and talk to you soon.